That was In the Death Room from Nicole Jones Dion, who is supposed to be here with us right now. She might be having some technical difficulties. No emails or tweets have come through. So, Nicole, if you're out there, SOS.
We would love to talk with you. And in the meantime, we're going to tell everybody a little bit about you. So Nicole Jones Dion was born on an Army base at Fort Belvoir, Virginia, and grew up traveling the globe, living in places as diverse as Hawaii and Germany before her family finally settled down in Wilmington, North Carolina. After graduation, she did her own brief stint in the military before relocating to Los Angeles. Her passion for genre storytelling first led her to video games, then comic books, and eventually films. Since 2012, she has written, directed, and/or produced projects for the Sci-Fi Channel, Lionsgate, Sony, and more. Well, since we don't have Nicole here right at this very moment, I will just say a few things that I thought about In the Deathroom, which I thought was incredible. I'm a huge fan of revenge fantasy kind of stories, especially when done incredibly well on film. And I really do think that this was an excellent adaptation of the story as written. I was particularly gleeful at the end when the revenge portion of things did really start to play out. I also was amazed by the cinematography and lighting in particular in this film. It was top notch for sure, and would love to have a chance to chat about that a little bit. While we're waiting, perhaps, Leah, do we have any...
We have questions for her, but let's see if I can find a couple comments.
Okay.
This one is from Scars King on Twitter. One of my fave short stories and my fave film today. So authentic to the story. Great acting. Loved it. With Morgan Freeman animated GIF, just so proud and clapping his hands. Yes. We did... Apparently she's trying to get in, but she can't get on. So, Nicole, if you can hear this, maybe try a Chrome browser.
Yeah.
That has been an issue for some of the people that have tried to get on with us.
Yeah, if you can use Chrome, that'd be great. And maybe just, if you have the browser open already, just close it and then open it again and try logging back in. In the meantime, we're just going to keep talking about how much we loved your film. I'm very curious to know where the location was. I thought it was a really excellent use of primarily a single location in a film like this. Again, it just had that really insane, creepy kind of, you don't want to be in this death room.
From where they were too, like, it was sweaty, and you could feel it watching that.
Absolutely,
we're not allowed to look at each other.
Right, yeah, sorry,
we've shared
we keep doing
screens
that
today. We've been separate from screens.
It's hard not to look right in the eye of somebody when you're talking to them.
Don't look at me.
But I guess it's what we've got to do here. I'm also really curious to know who I saw it in the credits, but to know a little bit more about whoever was in charge of their makeup and special effects.
Yes, I was going to say the guy that got electrocuted in the mouth was fantastic.
That was
We're
pretty
looking
amazing.
At each other again.
Yeah,
Go
darn,
away,
sorry.
James.
Okay, sorry. It really was, and I'm sure there was a little bit of CGI in there, but I would be curious to know what was practical effects, especially if that was CGI or makeup on the corpse of the doctor who got the electricity in the mouth, because that was a pretty freaky and very Stephen King visage to see there right at the very end. Let's see. Sinking Car Productions on YouTube says one of the most intense short stories, in turn, one of the most intense short films. We totally agree. Absolutely. Nicole, you did such a fantastic job, is what people are saying for sure. And very definitely, we're very much in agreement. Did we happen to hear anything from our friends at... I guess we want to wait until Nicole's here before we
I know,
read
because
out the haiku.
I've been so excited to read all the haikus, but I feel that if she's not here, we're wasting it. We'll hold out until the last dang second if she doesn't come, and then I'll read our Dairy Public Radio.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of kudos for her. Excellent job. Thank you for your hard work. One of my favorites of the night. That was awesome. Very gritty and great makeup effects. So good. Play by play, exactly as I envisioned.
Oh, look, there she is. Nicole is right there. I can see her on the YouTube feed there.
Sorry, guys.
So obviously you're listening. She can't get on. We're very sorry about that too.
We're super sorry.
Quite sure what the technical glitch is there. But maybe if somebody has some questions, we can ask those questions, and then Nicole can just type them into the YouTube feed. How's that?
We'll have to read it for the viewers at home that are
Oh, yes. We will. Okay,
Okay,
Nicole,
they're
we're
gonna
giving
send
you
you.
another number to try calling in on a new number. So just hang tight for a moment.
And have you seen the poster for this, James?
I have seen the poster for it.
It's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome.
All
And
these questions we can't answer.
if you haven't seen the poster, those of you who are on the YouTube feed, definitely check out our Twitter page or our Twitter, whatever that is,
It's a Twitter
account. I
page.
guess it is a page, isn't it? Yeah, it's more of a feed, I suppose. But anyway, the poster is really fantastic. Hopefully, we're going to get Nicole in here fairly quickly, and if not,
And keep her for about 4 minutes before we have to let her go to move on to the next picture. Hey, thanks for coming. And there you go. What?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And in the meantime, if you're waiting, please feel free to enjoy a frosty beverage from Nude Sodas.
They also
They've been
want
very
to
good
make sure
us.
that you're of age. So,
Ah, there she is! Yay! We have you.
yay!
How are you, Nicole?
I'm great. Sorry about the glitch there. That was weird.
That's okay.
No
That's
problem.
live show business for you.
And really, when you consider the miracle of modern technology and what it is that we're attempting to do here, a few hiccups like this, I think, hopefully, we can forgive. So let's jump right into it. This is an amazing adaptation of this story. And what was it that drew you to In the Death Room?
Well, ironically, I was like, oh, this should be fairly easy to shoot. It's a single location. And then as I started breaking the story down, I was like, oh, it's actually much bigger than I was expecting it to be, because you have several different layers of flashbacks. So what I thought was going to be a single location, next thing I know, we're in the jungle with a donkey. And yeah, so it kind of got a little out of hand. It was cool.
And speaking of the jungle, where did you shoot this?
This was all shot around Los Angeles. We spent 2 days in the Quonset hut, which is an actual World War II Quonset hut, and then a day in the jungle, which is actually in Santa Clarita, so just north of LA.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's very cool. Well, some of the questions that we had, obviously, the cinematography and for me, the lighting in particular was just so spot on in this. Can you talk a little bit about your team and how that came about?
Sure. So the cinematographer is, this was a mostly female-driven project. So our cinematographer is Rachel. She's fantastic. This was our second short that we'd worked on together. My production designer was Mark Finlinson, who had worked with me on my feature Stasis. And so a lot of people I worked with on previous projects, like Andrew Baring, who played Heinz, was also from Stasis. Harry Manfredini, who did the score, is best known for scoring Friday the 13th. And so he's done all of
Awesome.
the works. I love working with him. So it's like a little family, my little film family.
And how about the effects? Because there definitely seemed to be a mixture of practical and maybe some CGI in there. Who was responsible for that? And
That was Rachel. That was the cinematographer. So her day job is she does VFX, and
wow.
so when she was shooting, she was able to shoot with the VFX in mind, which was great. So originally we wanted to do it all practical, and then she was just going to go in and sweeten some stuff. But yeah, I think the end result is really seamless. They work together really well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Both
for sure.
James and I made a noise when the guy got electrocuted in the head. We're both, whoa, and looked at each other. So it is a job well done to get a reaction like that. I'm sure the viewers at home feel the same way.
Absolutely. That, as I was saying before, that last image of the doctor after he's been electrocuted, and you just see that really kind of screwed up face that he's got, it was so Stephen King for me. It was incredible.
And that's one of those happy accidents, because originally we had wanted something on more practical with plexiglass and blood and gore, and our PA got the wrong thickness of plexiglass, so we couldn't do it safely. So we ended up having to compromise. And I think the end result is better, because by leaving it more to your imagination instead of showing all the gore and stuff, I think it makes it more effective.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
So have you been watching along with us, and are you aware of all the haikus that are being written by Derry Public Radio?
I love them. They're so great.
Okay, well, this one is just for you. A captive writer hatches a plan for freedom, takes life to save his. And obviously, Nicole, they give in the death room 5 out of 5 blue chambray shirts. Thank you, Dairy Public Radio.
So we don't have a lot of time left, but I did want to know what's next for Nicole Jones Dion. What are you working on right now?
So right now, I have the rights to a true life poltergeist story that I've adapted into a TV series, and so we're actually going out to networks now. So,
Wow.
All right. Good luck with
Excellent.
that.
Very good luck with that, and we'll definitely be watching to see what comes to fruition there.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I wish that we had you a little bit longer, but I'm glad that we got to see your happy, smiley face in this fantastic film. You have a really wonderful rest of your night.
Thank you guys for putting on such an amazing festival. This has been such a great experience, watching all the wonderful films, and finally, like, so many of my friends are here. It's just lovely to see you.
That's so great. It's such a great community.
Absolutely. And we look forward to talking with you more in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.